Emily Parker stood at the edge of the world, staring at the vast expanse of the ocean before her. Waves crashed against the rocks below, mirroring the turmoil inside her. At 28, Emily had already faced more challenges than most people encounter in a lifetime. She had lost her parents in a tragic accident, battled depression, and was on the brink of losing her home due to mounting debts. Yet, despite everything, there was a spark inside her, a glimmer of hope that refused to be extinguished. This is the story of how Emily Parker turned her life around, transforming her darkest moments into a source of inspiration for others. Emily grew up in a small town in Ohio, the only child of loving parents who ran a modest bakery. Her childhood was filled with the scent of freshly baked bread, the warmth of her mother's hugs, and the sound of her father's laughter. Life was simple, but it was good. But life has a way of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, sometimes in ways that are painful and unexpected. When Emily was 22, her parents were killed in a car accident on their way home from a weekend getaway. The news shattered her world. In an instant, the safety net of love and security she had always known was ripped away. In the months that followed, Emily struggled to cope with the loss. The bakery, once a place of joy, became a painful reminder of all she had lost. She couldn't bear to step inside, and eventually she had to close its doors. Friends and relatives tried to offer comfort, but nothing seemed to reach the depths of her grief. The loss of her parents marked the beginning of a downward spiral. Emily withdrew from the world, isolating herself in the house that now felt more like a tomb than a home. Depression took hold, and she struggled to find a reason to get out of bed each day. Her savings dwindled as she refused to face reality. Bills piled up, and soon she was behind on her mortgage payments. The bank sent notices, but Emily couldn't bring herself to open them. She was paralyzed by fear and sadness, trapped in a cycle of despair. But life doesn't stop, even when you want it to. The threat of losing her home became more real with each passing day. And yet, despite the overwhelming darkness, there was a small part of Emily that refused to give up. A part of her that remembered the strength and resilience her parents had instilled in her. One chilly autumn morning, Emily received a letter from a childhood friend, Sarah, who had moved to New York City years ago. Sarah had heard about Emily's struggles and wrote to remind her of the dreams they once shared. Dreams of traveling the world, of making a difference, of living a life filled with purpose. The letter was a lifeline. It stirred something inside Emily, reminding her of the person she used to be before grief consumed her. She realized that while her parents were gone, their love and teachings were still with her. They wouldn't want her to live this way, to be defeated by life's challenges. Determined to change her circumstances, Emily reached out to Sarah. Their conversation was the first real connection Emily had made in months. Sarah urged her to visit New York, offering her a place to stay while she figured out her next steps. With nothing left to lose, Emily packed a small suitcase and boarded a bus to New York City. It was a journey into the unknown, but it was also a journey toward healing. New York was overwhelming at first. The city's energy was a stark contrast to the quiet life Emily had known. But in its chaos, she found a strange sense of comfort. The city was full of people who were fighting their own battles, and that realization made Emily feel less alone. Sarah introduced Emily to a support group, people dealing with grief and depression. The group became a safe space for Emily to share her feelings, and for the first time in a long time, she felt understood. Hearing the stories of others who had faced similar challenges gave Emily the strength to confront her own pain. She also began volunteering at a local soup kitchen, inspired by the community spirit that had always been a part of her parents' bakery. Helping others gave Emily a sense of purpose, and slowly, the heavy fog of depression began to lift. As Emily settled into her new life, she began to explore her passions. She rediscovered her love for photography, a hobby she had enjoyed with her father. Sarah encouraged her to start a blog, to showcase her work and share her journey. Hesitant at first, Emily eventually agreed, and the blog became a therapeutic outlet for her emotions. To her surprise, the blog quickly gained a following. People from all walks of life were drawn to Emily's raw honesty and the beauty she found in everyday moments. Her story resonated with others who were struggling, and the messages of support she received gave her a new sense of purpose. One day, Emily received an email from a woman who had lost her husband to cancer. The woman wrote that reading Emily's blog had given her the strength to keep going, even on her darkest days. Emily was moved to tears. For the first time, she realized that by sharing her story, she was helping others find hope and healing. This moment marked a turning point. Emily decided to pursue photography full-time, using her art to inspire others and raise awareness about mental health. She enrolled in photography classes, honed her skills, and started taking on freelance projects. Emily's life continued to evolve in ways she never imagined. Her photography business took off, and she began traveling for work, capturing the beauty of the world and the resilience of the human spirit. Each photograph told a story, hope, strength, and the power to overcome adversity. Emily also became an advocate for mental health awareness, speaking at events and sharing her story to wider audiences. She wanted to break the stigma surrounding mental illness and encourage others to seek help and support. As her career grew, so did her confidence. Emily paid off her debts, saved her home, and even reopened her parents' bakery as a community space where people could gather, share their stories, and support one another. It became a symbol of resilience, a place where the past and present coexisted in harmony. Emily's journey of overcoming challenges inspired countless others to face their own struggles with courage and determination. Her blog continued to touch lives, and she received letters from people around the world who had found strength in her story. One of those letters came from a young woman named Rachel, who was battling an eating disorder. Rachel had stumbled upon Emily's blog during a particularly difficult time and found comfort in Emily's words. Encouraged by Emily's journey, Rachel sought help and began her own path to recovery. Emily and Rachel started corresponding regularly, and over time, their friendship grew. Rachel eventually shared her story on Emily's blog, inspiring others who were facing similar challenges. It was a powerful reminder of the ripple effect that one person's story can have on the lives of many. Years passed, and Emily's life continued to flourish. She had found love, happiness, and a deep sense of fulfillment in her work. But she never forgot where she came from or the challenges she had overcome. On the anniversary of her parents' death, Emily visited their gravesite, bringing with her a bouquet of flowers and a letter she had written. In the letter, she thanked her parents for their love, their guidance, and the strength they had given her. She promised to continue living a life that would make them proud. As she stood there, the wind gently rustling the leaves around her, Emily felt a profound sense of peace. She had come full circle, from a place of deep despair to a life filled with purpose and joy. And while the pain of losing her parents would never completely go away, it no longer defined her. Instead, it had become a part of her story, a story of resilience, hope, and the power to overcome even the most daunting challenges. Emily Parker's story is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. It's a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there's always a glimmer of hope, a reason to keep going. Her journey from tragedy to triumph is an inspiration to all who face challenges in their own lives. Through her art, her advocacy, and her willingness to share her story, Emily has touched countless lives, proving that no matter how difficult life may seem, there is always a way forward. Her story is a beacon of hope, encouraging others to rise from the ashes and create a life of purpose and meaning. In the end, Emily's story is not just about overcoming challenges. It's about embracing the beauty of life, finding strength in adversity, and inspiring others to do the same. And in that, she has found her true calling, living a life that not only honors the memory of her parents, but also lights the way for others.